Hi everyone. It's really good to see all of you here. First of all, thank you very much, especially GDSC team, for inviting me over a call here and providing me an opportunity to talk with you guys, especially Mohit. वो काफी देर से try कर रहे थे कि हमारा एक session हो जाए, but due to busy schedule, we couldn't do it. And especially the GDSC team, definitely. And thanks a lot to every one of you for joining this event, time nikal ke, and I'll try to keep this session as casual as possible. So feel free to ask any questions related to any questions are welcomed in the chat. Or if you feel bored, feel free to leave the call. I'll just try to keep it very casual call. So just take the points. Do not need to note anything or something like that. I also see two foreigners from outside. I try to keep this conversation mostly in English, but also in Urdu. Uh, so so let's start it and let's go with it. So in this session, I'll definitely try to discuss my personal journey with you guys, the challenges I faced, the lessons I learned from them, and the key takeaways. And also the skills and the qualities the employers look for in this era, and the soft skills, problem solving abilities, and importance of it. So in this session, I'll discuss about my personal journey. I'll discuss the challenges I faced, lessons I learned, and the key takeaways for you guys, plus the skills and the qualities employers do look for, especially soft skills, problem solving abilities, and adaptability, definitely. Or let me start from very basic introduction. Feel free, if you guys get bored, feel free to leave the call and everything, but there would be very important points for you to take notes of. And when I'll be talking to you about my journey, I'm pretty sure that each one of you can relate to it, definitely, because 5 से 7 साल पहले I was exactly there. Okay, so let's start from मैं PUCIT का graduate हूँ. I did join Punjab University in Bachelor's of Software Engineering back in 2014. Or I wasn't really a bright student. Or first semester, again, when we guys do join our semester, there are very technical subjects like programming fundamentals, object oriented programming, or database, and I am not really good in programming. ठीक है, तो I did join. पहले semester में मेरा GPA was one of the lowest GPA. Second semester में same. So after 1 year I tried कि मैं अपनी डिग्री जो है वो हॉल्ट करवा दूं या टर्मिनेट करवा दूं और किसी आर्ट्स या फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री किसी भी और डिग्री बैचलर्स में पार्ट ले लूं. डेफिनेटली इट हैपेंस, क्योंकि जब फर्स्ट ईयर में आप ज्वाइन करते हो देयर आर सो मेनी टेक्निकल सब्जेक्ट्स, स्पेशली कोडिंग, जो हमें समझ में नहीं आ रही होती है और हर चीज तेजी से चल रही होती है कि वी आर लाइक ये हमसे नहीं होगा. एंड आई वाज ऑन दैट सेम पाथ. सो आफ्टर 1 ईयर मैंने डिसाइड किया कि मैं अपनी डिग्री हॉल्ट कराता हूँ. बट अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह आई गॉट रियली गुड फ्रेंड्स जिन्होंने मुझे पुश किया कि यार लेट्स डू इट, एटलीस्ट लेट्स सी थर्ड सेमेस्टर, फोर्थ सेमेस्टर, थर्ड ईयर, फोर्थ ईयर. सो तीसरे और चौथे सेमेस्टर में देयर वर मोर टेक्निकल सब्जेक्ट्स, जिस तरह एनालिसिस ऑफ एल्गोरिथम था, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क, एंड आई वाजंट रियली performing good in those subjects, to be honest. After 3 years of education in my university, I realized that I should do something about it, because my GPA बहुत low था and people were like, students were talking about good companies, good jobs, what they are planning to masters वो क्या करेंगे. So what happened in last year में ऐसा होता है कि you have to pick a final year project, जो आपने करना होता है अपने आखिरी साल में. और मैंने अपने फाइनल ईयर प्रोजेक्ट को बहुत सीरियस लेने की ट्राई की, लेकिन डेफिनेटली आई वाज नॉट गुड इन माय टेक्निकल स्किल्स. तो टू बी ऑनेस्ट, नो वन वाज देयर टू पिक मी फॉर देयर ग्रुप, लाइक नो वन वाज अलाउइंग मी कि मैं उनके साथ काम करूं. तो व्हाट हैपेंड, मेरे दो बहुत अच्छे दोस्त हैं माशाल्लाह, दे आर वर्किंग इन really good companies in Berlin. उन्होंने मुझे कहा कि let's jump in our project, और your work is only the documentation and presentation of the FIP. अदर टेक्निकल चीजें वो सब कर लेंगे. So long story short, उस 7th semester में I did a hard work, really worked on my presentation skills, documentation skills, and once our project was completed, so we went to different competitions. पहला competition GC University लाहौर में था, Thermocon I guess so उसका नाम था. We presented our project and हम पहले ही राउंड में बाहर हो गए. I knew what we did wrong, और फिर we really worked hard on it. फिर we went to Fast Lahore में गए, Softtech था 2022 में, और वहाँ पे we stood third, हमारी थर्ड पोजीशन थी. We did better, हमने बहुत अच्छा किया था. और at last फिर we went to Fast Islamabad for NESCON, और I knew what wrong we did, or I really did work on those presentation skills, communication skills, what they are trying to look for, or finally we won that competition. 2018 last semester we won that project competition, and we are back. Everything was perfect. Now is the time to find the job, क्योंकि जब हम लास्ट ईयर में होते हैं, each one of you when you will be in the last year, so you will be looking for an opportunities. आप देख रहे होगे कि कौन सी कंपनीज हैं, कौन सी कंपनीज में किस पोजीशन पे क्या हायरिंग हो रही है, क्या पे स्केल्स है, वो उनका इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस किस तरह से है, ये सब कुछ. और आई एम ग्लैड कि आज के स्टूडेंट्स को ये सारी चीजों के बारे में बहुत पता है. When I was a student, to be honest, I didn't know about one company. I'm from Lahore, मुझे एक भी कंपनी का नहीं पता था कौन सी आईटी कंपनीज हैं, किन में पोजीशंस ओपन होंगी. आई वाज जस्ट लाइक, मेरी डिग्री कंप्लीट होगी, मुझे 30-35,000 40,000 की नौकरी मिलेगी, आई एम हैप्पी फॉर लाइफ. क्योंकि जब आप एक हम्बल बिगनिंग्स होते हो तो आपको यही होता है कि आप डिग्री करो, आपको कोई भी जॉब मिले और आप उस जॉब को कर लो. Well, what happened in the last semester? The students of my class fellows, my friends were getting job opportunities. उनको interview calls आ रही थी, उनके interviews हो रहे थे, और they were getting the job. I was pretty intense at that time. Okay, what is going to happen? So what I did in my last semester, Mas, can you mute it? Yeah, thank you. What I did in my last semester is जितने भी technical subjects थे, PF, OOP, डेटाबेस, आर्किटेक्चर, डाटा स्ट्रक्चर्स, कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क्स, QA, जितने भी टेक्निकल सब्जेक्ट्स थे, मैंने उनकी तैयारी करना शुरू कर दी. और तैयारी क्या थी? वो एग्जैक्टली वही थी कि आप इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चन पकड़ते हो उन सब्जेक्ट्स के और उनको प्रिपेयर करना स्टार्ट करते हो. तो अगर आप वो 3-4 महीने में बहुत अच्छी सी प्रिपरेशन कर लो उन सब्जेक्ट्स की, तो देन यू कैन बी इन्वाइटेड फॉर एन इंटरव्यू. रिज्यूमे की बात मैं अभी आपको बताता हूँ कि हाउ टू क्राफ्ट अ रिज्यूमे. सो व्हाट आई डिड एग्जैक्टली द सेम. मेरे इंटरव्यूज हुए, आई वाज getting rejected straight, and बीच में कुछ इंटरव्यूज होना शुरू हुए जिसमें मैं टेक्निकल राउंड में पास हो रहा था, बट बिजनेस इंटरव्यूज में फेल हो रहा था. सो देन आई रियलाइज्ड कि बिजनेस इंटरव्यूज आर द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ द इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस. मैंने अपनी कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स बेहतर की, अपनी मैनेजमेंट स्किल्स थोड़ी सी पॉलिश की, एंड देन फाइनली आई गॉट अ जॉब इंटरव्यू. I got a job from a really good company in Pakistan, I2C. मैंने I2C में लाहौर में है. I did work for 18 months there, और उन 18 months में I developed my QA skills, communication skills, team working, आप किस तरह से काम करते हो और सारा कुछ. And I got pretty bored from this company because there was nothing new happening. So I had this fear in my mind कि I cannot develop the product. मुझसे डेवलपमेंट नहीं होती, मुझसे आज भी डेवलपमेंट नहीं होती. So what I did, मैंने एक और जॉब के लिए अप्लाई किया, that was related to development, और मैंने डेवलपमेंट के लिए अप्लाई किया. I got that job. I worked in that company, Affinity, another great company of Pakistan. I worked there for almost 18 months again as a developer, more like a developer in test. And there I polished my skills, और जो मेरे traumas थे या मेरे fears थे about the development, वो मैंने खत्म किया. Now it's been 3 years in my professional experience, and from the right away from I was graduated from my university, I started applying for the scholarships abroad. I always wanted to go abroad for higher education or for the job. और इन 3 सालों में मैं जॉब्स के लिए भी अप्लाई कर रहा था, मैं स्कॉलरशिप के लिए भी अप्लाई कर रहा था, मैंने सारी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन कर ली, आइल्स दिया, एटेस्टेशन करवाई, रिकमेंडेशन लेटर्स किए, बट स्टिल आई वाज बीइंग रिजेक्टेड from the scholarships and the job. But I knew what was wrong. That is our presentation skills, communication skills, street smartness to convey what we are trying to. Or we as a Pakistani, or we as from South Asia, to be honest, we are too good in our technical skills. Right now, I'm a part of an interview panel. I do take interviews from all over the world. We are too good in technical skills. Where we do lack is our communication skills. We don't know how to communicate, how to manage a team conflict, and everything. So, well, long story short, I got a job opportunity from Netherlands, or they provided me sponsorship and the relocation. I moved to the Netherlands here back in 2022. I worked in that company for almost 10 months, and then unfortunate times I got laid off from that company. So now I only had like 30 to 35 days to find a new job, or I had to come back to Pakistan, definitely because of visa issues. So what I did is I repeated that thing again, uh, read all the important subjects, the interview questions, the technical questions, business interview questions, DNA culture interview questions, team management interview questions, and everything. And I was being interviewed by a number of companies. I remember I was interviewed like in 30 plus companies for around 52 plus rounds overall. And at last, I got a job offer from Tesla as a QA for their EMEA product. Uh, and it was one of the happiest day of my life. Definitely, जब आप इस तरह की चीजें अचीव करते हैं, at that moment you realize that 10 to 20, 10 years or 12 years, you already have made it. So definitely that offer was signed by Elon. So I was the happiest. I said, finally I did it. At that point, I realized many reality checks, to be honest. So right now, I'm working as a QA lead in Tesla, working from headquarters in Amsterdam, Netherlands, but I am looking Europe, Middle East, and Africa. और इन सारी चीज़ों में the best thing is कि my basic education is from Pakistan. I know how academia works, how Pakistani industry works. I have worked there, and now the international industry works. So I'm also part of interview panel. I know that what we do look for in a resume, in an interview, how a candidate should respond. So this is whole my professional career, and now I have a lot of pieces of advice for you guys that are really important that I wish I knew when I was in the university, to be honest. When I was in the university, there were no such sessions being held, or if there were any, I was not getting serious. I was just saying कि if he's working in one of the top notch company in Pakistan, ये बहुत like होंगे, इनका GPA बहुत अच्छा होगा. They are out of this world. But ऐसा नहीं है. सबसे पहले I'll try to discuss myths versus facts जो हमारी IT इंडस्ट्री में चल रहे होते हैं. So IT इंडस्ट्री में ये myths हैं कि जिसका CGPA 3.5 से ज्यादा है उसको ही जॉब मिलेगी. ठीक है. What I hear from my juniors, from the students, I get messages from कि हमारा CGPA बहुत कम है, हमें जॉब मिलेगी या नहीं मिलेगी. ठीक है. लेकिन that is totally a myth, to be honest. मेरा my GPA was 2.9. Okay, less than 3. I have been interviewed minimum 100 plus companies in my professional career, and only one person asked for my GPA. Only one person, and that was the first call I received when I was in a university. That's it. In this world, in these companies, no one will ever ask you about your CGPA. ठीक है. आपसे कोई CGPA नहीं पूछेगा. आपसे कोई I'll take your question, Rishan, in that. आपसे कोई CGPA नहीं पूछेगा. आपकी डिग्री नहीं पूछेगा. कोर्सेज नहीं पूछेगा कि आपने कौन से कोर्सेज किए, किस कोर्स में कौन सा शौक है. GPA सिर्फ मैटर तब करता है जब आप what happened in Pakistan. Companies do reach out to universities and they ask for the list of the candidates, students कि जिनका CGPA से ज़्यादा है, आप हमें उसकी लिस्ट दे दें, we'll call them. ठीक है. This is what happens. लेकिन in real world, in companies, no one will ever ask you about your CGPA. So if you have a low CGPA, you don't need to worry about it. You just need to get one niche. आपने एक कोई स्किल पकड़नी है और उसके ऊपर खुद को पॉलिश करना है. ठीक है. तो अगर आपकी डिग्री नॉन IT भी है, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. हम डिग्री भी नहीं देखते, हम अब तो यूनिवर्सिटीज भी नहीं देखते कि कौन सी यूनिवर्सिटी से कौन पढ़ा है. इफ यू हैव दैट स्किल, that what company is looking for, we are definitely going to call you. And if you prove that you have those skills as polished, so we are going to give you offer. Simple as that. The world has changed. Again, the world has changed. I know a lot of friends who did electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, some bachelor's in physics, but they did a course in Python, for example, or C++, so they have the grip on those skills. So just relax. Plus, I do hear this: there are no jobs in the market. To be honest, there are more jobs in IT in the world than the people who are able to secure it. Thousands of jobs पड़ी हैं LinkedIn के ऊपर, remote jobs पड़ी हैं, abroad में jobs पड़ी हैं, पाकिस्तान में job पड़ी हैं, but there should be a candidate to secure that job. What is the best way to secure that job? Let me tell you afterward. और एक और myth ये है कि computer science या IT is only about coding. That is not a fact. That is not a fact. मुझे भी ऐसे लगता था कि if you know coding, how to code, then only you can get the job. This is not the case. When you look into the company profile, only 30 to 35% of the jobs do belong to coding. Otherwise, there are hundred of opportunities. For example, QA में आपको scripting करनी पड़ती है, DevOps, basic coding है, project management, product management, DB, functional testing, non-functional testing, performance security, customer support specialist, instructional designer, content writer. There are hundred of jobs that do not require coding. But if you know how to code basic, not pro, just basic, then there are more opportunities for you. Okay? So if you are weak in coding, like I was, so just polish your skills in the coding at the basic level. You should know how a basic code works, how basic OOP principle work. That's it. Okay? So it's totally fine if you are not pro in programming, because when we do an interview of a fresh graduate or a 1 year of experience, we definitely know what they have been to in the university. We know that they haven't worked on any real world project. उन्होंने किसी भी real world project में काम नहीं किया. उन्होंने सिर्फ theoretical पढ़ा है, practical किया है, PF की basic problem solve किया, OOP की problem solve किया. That's it. We do not expect them to be pro in any programming language. Okay? So just relax. Then never be stick to one technology. किसी एक टेक्नोलॉजी पे स्टिक ना रहे. What I would suggest, this is my recommendation. What happens is there are many people who say that I can only code in Java. I want to work in Java. Yeah, I only want to work in Python. That's it. मैं इसके अलावा नहीं करना चाहता. I think that thing might bother you in future. So what happens nowadays, if a company is on Java, overnight they make decision to switch to C# or the Python because of the architecture or the new devices or new AI things in the market. So just try to be jack of all trades and master none. It's completely fine. Be a jack of all trades. You should know how to code basic, pick any language. You should know how different architecture works, what are different design patterns. That's it. So you don't need to work only or stick to only one technology. Then it also used to say that academic success is equal to career success. Not really. Academic success is really good. You get an early start in your career. आपको foreign job मिल जाती है, हर चीज फाइन होती है. लेकिन how you perform in your career does not depend on how did you perform in your academics. ठीक है? For example, I have got a lot of friends जो academics में बहुत बुरे थे, जिनकी डिग्री 4 साल की बजाय 6 साल में हुई, but they are really doing great in their professional career. They are in the great companies working as great managers और सब कुछ ऐसे है. So it's totally about your compatibility and the opportunity or the skills that you want to work in. That's it. People who are looking for jobs abroad, they think that we should have an experience of 7 to 10 years admin to find a job. This is not the case. I got an opportunity when I had like less than 3 years of experience. I know people who has 4 years of experience, 5 years of experience, then working in great companies. Definitely. It's only about your technical skills, your communication skills, how you present yourself, how you show the company that we have got that values and we are bringing the values to the table, what you are looking for. If you show them this, they are definitely going to hire you. Okay. So if people are looking jobs abroad, you can get it like whenever you want to. Just gain an experience in local market. You should know how we work as a team, how we work in a company, your professional ethics and everything. एक ये भी myth है जो मुझे भी लगती थी कि getting a job in big tech or a FANG or a great company like top 10 companies in the world is a rocket science. I wouldn't say it is a rocket science. Definitely it is an effort, luck and everything, but it is not a rocket science. Each one of you can get into a big company. You just have to find the right direction where to put your efforts in. Okay? I receive a lot of messages where students are in last semester and they are trying, can you refer us in Tesla, or we are trying to apply in Facebook, Apple, or either, and we are not getting a response. You will not get a response. The reason is you do not have any hands-on experience. ठीक है, आपने किसी चीज के ऊपर काम नहीं किया है प्रैक्टिकल वर्ल्ड में, या if you are in the university, your university is not in the like top 10 or top 15 universities in the world. ठीक है, so what is the best way I would suggest them? is to gain an experience in local industry first, learn how to work, get to know what tools, technologies the industry is working on, and then draft your path कि अगर मुझे इस कंपनी के अंदर जाना है तो I have to get these skills, ठीक है, और I have to be rejected from at least 10 more companies. जब मैं इंटरव्यूज दूंगा I learn from those interviews. इंटरव्यूज प्रोसेस बहुत लंबे होते हैं यहाँ पर. जब आप एक बड़ी कंपनी में अप्लाई करते हो तो we have to pass like 7 interviews in a round. There is screening interview. सबसे पहले एक कोडिलिटी का टेस्ट आता है या हैकर रैंक का टेस्ट आता है, आपको वो करना होता है. फिर one technical test, second technical test, one business interview, second business interview, DNA culture interview, one day in a company, and then you receive an offer. So these are all the interview in the interview process. Technical test सिर्फ 2 थे. See, technical test एक जिसमें आपने कोडिलिटी का टेस्ट करना है, second जिसमें आपका 1-to-1 face to face, they will ask for different questions. And then there are behavior interviews, DNA interviews. How will you manage the team? आप अपने साथ क्या core values ला रहे हो? Why this company? Why you are going for this company, this role? What are your future plans? See, we have to really prepare for these types of questions. When I was in an interview, like a long time ago with one interview in Norway, they asked me, what are you bringing to the table? What values would you bring to our company? And I was totally blank. The reason? No one has ever asked me this question. In university हमें नहीं बताया. In companies Pakistan हमें नहीं पता कि हम क्या values लेके जा रहे हैं. ठीक है? But the good companies, they do ask for you this. And so be prepared. So in question को prepare करें. लेकिन again, it is a part of the process. कि आप interviews देते हो, आप ये चीजें सीखते हो, आप ये चीजें learn करते हो, and then you go for it. And definitely you are going to make it. Definitely. और ठीक है, अब शॉर्ट पीस ऑफ एडवाइस फॉर लास्ट ईयर स्टूडेंट. ठीक है, जो लास्ट ईयर स्टूडेंट हैं या 4th सेमेस्टर, 5th सेमेस्टर, 6th सेमेस्टर में हैं, I would highly ask you to learn the tools and the technologies that are being used in industry. ठीक है, you don't need to learn the COBOL या machine language everything. Learn what is being used in the industry and how you can do it. The companies you know, for example, if you are in Pakistan, go out the careers page of company. वहां पर कैरियर्स देखें, कैरियर्स के अंदर पोजीशन देखें, पोजीशन के अंदर डेफिनेटली उन्होंने लिखा होता है कि कौन सी लैंग्वेज पे वो काम कर रहे हैं, टूल्स, टेक्नोलॉजीज, वो किस चीज को कर रहे हैं, तो उन चीजों के ऊपर काम करें. If they are asking for Python, learn Python. If they are asking for Visual Studio some version, go for it. So this is how you will know what is being used in industry. और सबसे important part, the nutshell of this conversation, be street smart. Work on your interpersonal skills. Again, I'm saying this again, that we, the Asian people, are very good in technical skills. Where we do lack are our interpersonal skills, our street smartness. So learn how to respond to our questions greatly. ठीक है, और start connecting with your seniors and HR people on LinkedIn. What I have seen from my personal experience, your seniors are your future bosses. So have a really good connection with your seniors. What happens is, okay, when you start looking out for a job, the best way is to reach out to your senior and ask them to refer you in their company. Okay, this is how the process works. If you are applying on the careers page, asking the HR, so it works, but it takes time. So best approach is reach out to your seniors and ask them to refer. So be really good, have a good connection with your seniors. Or the students who are trying hard to go abroad, work on your recommendation letters, go for IELTS, document prepare करें अपने अच्छे से. और सबसे important, if you have an FYP, work on your FYP like it's a full-time job. ठीक है, finally a project plays very important part in your first interview after the graduation, because that's the only real world project जो आपने किया होता है. So people do ask a lot of questions from your FYP. Or internship, people do ask a lot of questions about internship. I would say internship is recommended, not mandatory. It's not mandatory if you are not doing an internship. And I always ask students, if you are doing internship, ask your company to pay you. It's not a free thing. If you are really good in something, don't do it for free. Okay? So again, to fresh graduate, do these all things, build your LinkedIn profile and build connections. LinkedIn profile plays very important role. I was hired in Tesla via my LinkedIn. I was hired abroad via my LinkedIn. ठीक है, तो LinkedIn प्रोफाइल को बहुत अच्छी करें, अपने लेटेस्ट प्रोजेक्ट लिखें, टूल्स, टेक्नोलॉजी, लैंग्वेज, जिस चीज में भी आपने काम किया वो करें। और फ्रेश ग्रेजुएट के लिए एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, क्राफ्ट अ वन पेजर रिज्यूमे। आपका जो रिज्यूमे है ना वो एक पेज से ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए। समटाइम्स आई डू रिसीव रिज्यूमे फॉर लाइक 1 year ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस, उनके रिज्यूमे आर लाइक 6 पेजेस। आई नो एग्जैक्टली कि उनको 6 पेजेस में से बहुत सारी चीजें नहीं पता होंगी, ठीक है। इट डज नॉट मीन कि इफ यू हैव अ लॉन्ग रिज्यूमे you know everything. Craft a one page resume. I have now 8 years of experience in industry. I still have a one page resume. So one page resume रखें, एक अच्छा सा टेम्पलेट लें। I'll share the template definitely with you guys, और उसके ऊपर अपने प्रोजेक्ट लिखें। ऐसी ऐसी हर टूल लिखें जिसके ऊपर आपने काम किया हुआ है। You don't need to be pro in that tools or technologies or any skill. You just know the basic concept of the skills. Do mention your roles in the projects and your achievement. If you have done any FIP or worked in some company, you don't need to tell them what this application does. You have to show them what was your role in that project. What did you do? What was your achievement? ठीक है, तो ये इन चीजों पे फोकस करें। or there should be a separate section for technical skills, tools, languages, or be open to rejections, guys. Be open to rejections. I always used to say in a funny way that I am the person who has faced most of the rejection. Like maybe इस वक्त शायद more than 1,000 rejections in companies say. I always keep on applying in different companies, different universities, and they are rejecting. So when you start on receiving the rejection, then you become serious कि पहली 50 rejection और उसके बाद जो है वो मुझे serious समझ में आएंगी। People who are looking for the jobs abroad, just give me a minute. Yeah, तो जो अब्रॉड की जॉब देख रहे हैं, सबसे पहले बिल्ड योर लिंक्डइन वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग। आपकी लिंक्डइन बहुत अच्छी होनी चाहिए। जब भी कोई पहले आपके लिंक्डइन पे जाए, दे कैन सी योर एक्सपीरियंस, contact number, professional display picture, your current company, the tools, technologies, your university, and everything. ठीक है? Again, craft a one-page resume. Uh, do draft a cover letter. Cover letter plays very important role in the companies abroad and in the remote job. So cover letter should be a nutshell of your resume, but not the things that you have mentioned in your resume. Uh, be consistent. Do apply for 10 to 12 jobs daily. If you are doing that, then in 30 days, in a month, you have already applied for like 300 companies. और उन 300 कंपनी में से अगर आपको 10 से भी रिस्पॉन्स आ जाए, 10 रिस्पॉन्स के बाद भी अगर आपको 2 जगह से इंटरव्यू कॉल आ जाए, तो इट्स रियली गुड प्रोग्रेस। ठीक है, और यस, at this moment, looking jobs abroad is pretty much very hard because companies are not providing relocation or the sponsorship. And to work abroad, you have to have a visa that provides a sponsorship. So if you are getting rejected by the companies abroad, इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि आपकी प्रोफाइल इतनी अच्छी नहीं है. It means that they are not providing the sponsorship or the relocation, but they will not tell you this. वो आप कभी नहीं बताएंगे कि we are not providing this. So इसकी best approach is reach out to that HR of the company and ask him or her directly that if you're providing the sponsorship or relocation, I am happy to apply for this. The tips I want to give from my personal experience is, first, have a really strong belief in your risks from Allah. Okay? Everything is written, so you don't need to be worried about that. If you have a strong belief, your life will be very easy. Respect your teachers, your seniors, your juniors. We as a boys, mostly to make a fun of in a class, we sometimes disrespect our teachers. That is not fine. Just stay connected with your teachers, do respect them, learn from them, and everything. Get out of your comfort zone as soon as possible. Comfort zone is a suicide. If you are working in a company, you are getting good pay, you are just working there 9 to 5, get out of your comfort zone, learn new skills, go out in the world. There is a world outside of the stars, so go for it. बहुत कुछ है दुनिया में देखने वाला. And again, do not believe in people's myth. लोगों की बातों पे इतना यकीन मत करें. Find your own facts. Like there were a lot of myths that I was a part of, but find your own fact. Be smart, learn street smartness more than technical knowledge. Again, learn street smartness more than technical knowledge. That plays really important. That plays a really important role in your, or job. If you get a good job, then it's all about your smartness and your interpersonal skills for a promotion and go beyond that. Technical knowledge is still till that 2 interviews of technical. That is, make good friends who will support you, whatever, no conditions. Do help them achieve the things you want to achieve, and everything. Just 2 minutes more, and how you can benefit from me as a connection, definitely. So you can always reach out to me on LinkedIn or on my Insta, that is public, to ask any question related to the education, scholarships, jobs, interview process, anything. You guys feel free to reach me out. I can help you with your resumes. I can help you to choose between masters and the job pursuit. The reason is that I have been to that path already. मैं वो सारी चीजें कर रहा हूँ. Masters के लिए apply कर दिया, IELTS दे दिया, apply कर दिया. So I can help you define your future goals. Decision making when you want to join some company, decision making in moving abroad, and travel tips, life tips, anything. So just feel free. I just want to make good connections with you. The reason why I prefer to hold such sessions is when I work in a company, I do travel a lot. I see there are many people who are from like India, Bangladesh, South Africa, USA, different parts of the company, and I see we as Pakistani people are very less working in abroad here. In my own team, I'm the only Pakistani working here, only Pakistani. So I feel sometimes that there should be something that we are lacking in. And if we do polish it with the passage of time, then we have a good community. We can be a good IT exporter, or we will have a good skills in the organization. So feel free to use me as a connection. And yes, that's it. Very good luck for everything. Now I'll jump into the questions. If you guys have any questions, let's unmute them and take the questions.
Hello Hamza, I am Ali from IST University Islamabad. I have a question. I want to get into QA. Kindly give a brief roadmap.
Okay, so if you want to be in a QA, then you need to get your hands on like few of the tools. I would say Selenium with Java or Python. Go for the Cypress with Test Cafe or JavaScript. You must know how Postman works, basic knowledge of Jenkins pipeline, the CI/CD pipeline, and that's it. That's it. These are the tools that are used in like 90% of the companies. If you have a good skills on these tools, any person who isn't even belong to an IT background, if you have the skills in these tools, you are definitely a QA person. You already are a QA person. So you can cater the interview. You don't need to be pro in any of these tools. You just need to cater the interviews, and then you'll learn what companies is. Companies काम खुद सिखाती हैं. Every time when you will joining a company, वो आपको 2-3 महीने में काम खुद सिखाएगी कि वो क्या काम करना है. You just need to be good enough in the interview panel. That's it. Yeah, I'll get back to all these questions in the chat.
हेलो अस्सलाम वालेकुम। अच्छा, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है, जैसे कि हमजा आपने पहले बताया था कि आपने किसी अगर एक किसी पर्टिकुलर लैंग्वेज में आपने काम किया, जैसे पाइथन हो गया, आपने 3 इयर्स अगर उस पर आप एक्सपीरियंस हो, देन यू हैव टू अप्लाई समवेयर एल्स जहाँ पे पाइथन की ज़रूरत ना हो, लेकिन आपने जाना है वहाँ पे, जैसे नेदरलैंड्स हो गया, वहाँ पे आई थिंक जावा की ज़्यादा डिमांड है एज अ बैक एंड लैंग्वेज। तो उसकी फिर ट्रांजिशन होने में या फिर वहाँ पे अप्लाई करने में उस कंपनी में का कोई प्रॉब्लम आएगी, या हमें फिर अलग से कुछ और जावा पे मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, या वो सारा सिनेरियो कैसे हो?
Yeah, okay, so I did face this issue. Okay, the tool I'm working in Tesla, I never touched that tool before. So simple is that कि आपकी Python की skills है, do mention that in your resume अच्छे से. But if you know that company is hiring for Java, you should know how Java works. You just need to be like 6 by 10 in Java. That's it. You don't need to be pro. And in the interview, you can say to them that I have these skills in Java, and I am pretty much comfortable in coding in every language. It's not about the syntax. It's all about the concept. So if you know the concept, it's completely fine. जब हम इंटरव्यूज लेते हैं, when we do interview tool, so what we do is, okay, there is a codility test and there is a simple question, for example, sort an array. So we ask the candidate to choose the language of its own selection. हम उसकी language के syntax की capabilities नहीं देख रहे थे. We are trying to get what approach he or she used to do that, or how वो problem को solve कैसे करते हैं. So it's totally fine. It's totally fine. You just need to tell them that it's not the syntax. These are the concepts I know about asking anything. So that's completely fine. It's completely fine. It's the best approach because you are not working on one niche, but you are be a jack of all trades.
क्या आप रिपीट कर सकते हैं जो आपने टेक्नोलॉजीज बताई थी अभी?
Related to QA?
Yes.
मैं मैसेज मैं लिख देता हूँ. Next question.
Your mic is mute again.
I'm writing those technologies in the chat. So please next question. So everyone.
Is CGPA is matter अगर एडमिशन लेना हो बाहर के लिए, अब्रॉड के लिए, मास्टर के लिए?
Masters के लिए अगर आपने जाना है, and if you are trying to seek a scholarship, then definitely, because scholarship is a merit based program. तो स्कॉलरशिप में जिसका CGPA अच्छा होगा, प्रोजेक्ट्स अच्छे होंगे, स्किल्स अच्छी होंगी, उसके फ्यूचर के गोल्स बहुत अच्छे होंगे, तो स्कॉलरशिप. If you are not looking for a scholarship and if you are able to pay the fees and everything, then not really. कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज की डिमांड होती है कि हमें 3.3 से ऊपर CGPA चाहिए, लेकिन if you show them that you have got good score in IELTS, you have a really good recommendation letters, और what are your future goal. एक होते हैं मिशन स्टेटमेंट, उसे मिशन स्टेटमेंट भी कहते हैं, उसे पर्सनल स्टेटमेंट भी कहते हैं. वो आपको बताती है कि what you did in the past and what you are planning to do in the future for next like 10 years, or where do you see yourself. If that is really polished, then it's not a problem. And for the students who are looking for masters abroad, I always recommend you to look for the Germany right now is the, I think, best for the students to come complete their education, because the job market is really good. Education is totally free and everything.
My question is that my question is that कि like जो QA engineers होते हैं या फिर like हमारे पास product engineers होते हैं, क्या उनके ज़्यादा chances होते हैं FANG companies में, because like as compared to software engineers, because मैंने काफ़ी देखा है कि like जो है जो like people shift their careers towards QA engineers to get into the FANG, या फिर like कोई और niche ले लेते हैं.
Okay, so this is actually other way around. What happens is in the FANG, developers की demand ज़्यादा है as compared to QAs. The reason is when you are working as a team, then ideally it's 4:1 ratio of dev and QA. So every QA is looking for 4 dev. So definitely opportunities are less as compared to dev. लेकिन और एक और reason ये है कि when you are applying in FANG or other companies abroad, they prefer to hire developers or DevOps person from abroad, because QA is pretty easy as compared to the dev, so they can find a good person from that location. But again, if you say them that I am a QA, I'm really good in development, I'm really good in these skills, I'm a one-man army, then definitely you are going to make it. What I did, I was QA for 2 years, I was a dev for 1 year, and that helped me. And now I'm also planning that if I want to be a project manager or the product owner, what skills should I have? So it's this skill, what makes you as a whole. So finding a good opportunities abroad as a QA is not hard really as compared like dev is pretty easy, not as a QA. But the best thing is that the QA have a lot of opportunities to work remotely. Dev से ज़्यादा QA की opportunities हैं, manual or the automation. So start looking in that direction as well.
Yeah, like I have one more question कि आप जब like अगर मास्टर्स कर रहे हैं या आप PhD कर रहे हैं किसी भी अब्रॉड, किसी भी आप कंट्री में, तो आप like simultaneously FANG ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. या लाइक इंटरव्यू पैनल का क्या क्राइटेरिया
So,
होता है?
what happens is, okay, it depends from country to country, region to region. What happens here in Europe is, if you are in the master's or a PhD, then you can only apply for a graduate program in the companies. Graduate program comes in August and in February in each company. So आप as a student only उस graduate program में apply कर सकते हैं, not for the regular job. For the regular job, you should have a hands-on experience in the real world. ठीक है? So इसलिए when we do apply opportunities from abroad, we don't need to be a role into a graduate program, or a normal person cannot apply in a graduate program because that is only for the student. So what happens is, I have got a lot of friends जिन्होंने graduate program join किया in Apple, Amazon, Google, और then it turned into a full-time job. और फिर वो full-time job होगी, more like जिस तरह हमारी internship होती है, and then it comes to a full-time job. So this is how it goes, and it totally depends on region to region.
या लाइक अगर एजुकेशनल आप कोई डिग्री कर रहे हो और उसके साथ साथ आप कोई पार्ट टाइम जॉब कर रहे हो तो आपका वो एक्सपीरियंस काउंट नहीं होगा?
अगर आप डिग्री कर रहे हैं और आप पार्ट टाइम जॉब कर रहे हो, अगर आप उस पार्ट टाइम जॉब में अपनी डिग्री से रिलेटेड और फ्यूचर जॉब से रिलेटेड काम कर रहे हैं, तो वो सिर्फ आपके इंटरव्यू पैनल तक असेस होगा. इफ ये दे न्यू दैट यू आर वर्किंग एज अ पार्ट टाइम इन दिस कंपनी इन दिस स्किल्स, दे विल आस्क क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम यू, बट नॉट विद द जॉब. वो जॉब में या आपके 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 ऑफर लेटर में वो चीज काउंट नहीं होगी.
ओके, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर एड्रेसिंग द क्वेरीज.
हेलो. अच्छा, एक और क्वेश्चन मेरा, अगर टाइम है तो.
जी जी प्लीज.
हाँ हमजा, जैसे कि आपको पता है एआई हर जगह अब आ गया है, तो मैं ये बस ये पूछना चाहता कि जैसे आप एक टेस्ला में काम करते हैं, एक बिग टेक कंपनी, वहाँ पे एआई की कैसे यूजेज हो रही है? क्योंकि अभी तो बिल्कुल ही पूरा पूरा कोड आपको लिख के पूरी पूरी ऐप आपको बना के दे रहे हैं जो पेड एआई हैं. और कल शायद आज या कल ओपन एआई ने अपना एक नया एजेंट भी लॉन्च कर दिया कोडेक्स नाम से. तो बस ये थोड़ा सा आप अगर बता दें कि यार बिग टेक कंपनीज में एआई कैसे यूज हो रहे हैं, क्या आप लोग भी मतलब वहाँ भी पूरे पूरे कोड हो रहे हैं यूज, या बस वो सिर्फ वहाँ से हेल्प ले रहे हैं?
Yes, okay. So if I talk about industry as a whole and my company for example, तो हम उस AI के न्यू मॉडल्स को यूटिलाइज कर रहे हैं सिर्फ, एंड वी ऑलरेडी हैव स्टार्टेड यूटिलाइजिंग इट एज अ होल लेवल. हमने कोई डेव्स ले ऑफ नहीं किए, हमने कोई बंदे को ले ऑफ नहीं किया. वी हैव जस्ट आस्क्ड दोज रिसोर्सेज टू यूटिलाइज द AI. और AI से हमारा काम बहुत आसान हो गया. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ आई वाज राइटिंग अ कोड, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल 200 लाइन ऑफ कोड इन अ वन डे, then I'm only writing like 45-50 lines of code a day, or I'm asking the AI to do it for me. So with the AI, we are getting the help. AI is for us. ठीक है, हम उसको सिर्फ यूटिलाइज कर रहे हैं. So I think so in coming an year or so, AI agents, we call it AI agents companies में आना शुरू हो जाएंगे. That means that this is the AI model. The devs or the any person can utilize this model to do their work. So this is how it is being utilized, and it is really, really important to get your hands on. If you know how to manage the AI agent good, then there will be really good opportunities for you. So get used to it. Yes.
अच्छा, तो एक और क्वेश्चन है. अगर आपकी बेसिक से किसी इंटरमीडिएट लेवल पर है कि एग्जैक्टली वहाँ पे क्या कहते हैं, आप एक एक्सपर्ट नहीं है अपने बेसिक्स पे, स्टिल आप एआई को यूटिलाइज कर रहे हैं अपने सारे कोड लिखने के लिए, तो इज इट बेटर कि आप पहले अपना बेसिक्स को स्ट्रॉन्ग कर लें, देन आप फिर कोड शिफ्ट करें अपना एआई पे, या यू कैन वर्क आउट विद एवरीथिंग?
Yeah, to be honest, these days companies are so fast paced. ठीक है, they do not care if you are writing your own code or asking an AI to write the code for you. But what matters is the interview process. Interview process में you need to code it for yourself. So definitely you should have that basic knowledge of coding. What happens when we are taking the interview or codability का test है, screen off है, we definitely know the solution is from the chat GPT. Definitely. And if we ask some questions related to that code in deep, they don't know about it. So it's totally fine if you are writing a code from the AI working in a company, working for a company. But for the interview process, definitely you have to get your hands on onto the language that you are working.
चलिए ठीक है, थैंक यू.
ओके गाइस, हमारे पास लिमिटेड टाइम है, 7 मिनट्स लेफ्ट, तो जिन्होंने अभी सवाल नहीं किया वो कर लें. So we can move on.
भाई, I have a question.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
हेलो
वालेकुम अस्सलाम।
जी, मेरा सवाल वो चैट पे था जिसमें मैंने 3 सवाल पूछे थे जीपीए और सीजीपीए से रिलेटेड, जो कि ऑलरेडी मिल चुका है। सेकंड क्वेश्चन ये था कि आपने स्कॉलरशिप का ये बताया था या स्टडी अब्रॉड का सिनेरियो ये बताया था कि आपको अपनी कम्युनिकेशन स्किल पे काम करना चाहिए, तो किस तरीके से? और थर्ड क्वेश्चन ये था मेरा कि आप ये कह रहे थे कि अपने पास कोई एक स्किल ही एनहेंस करो, मतलब जिस पे आपका ज़्यादा फोकस हो। तो इन डिमांड स्किल भी चल रही है, वो अलग बात है कि स्किल आपके पैशन के ऊपर डिपेंड करती है कि आपका फोकस किस में है, बट इन डिमांड स्किल अभी जो चल रही हो उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा बता दो।
Okay, I'll try to wrap this thing as soon as possible. Communication skills बहुत important है. How to polish them? YouTube videos देखें. There are a lot of videos on how to improve your communication skill, how to address the people, how to behave like in a team. Or the best thing is to give a lot of interviews as much as you can. तो interviews में it's a real world problem. Plus there are many tools जो कि आपके interviews ले लेते हैं from an AI. अगर आप ChatGPT से पूछें तो practice your communication skills there और अपने interpersonal skills को भी. Other question is in skills demand again. The skills you want to do, what industry is working on, go to the careers page, go to the positions, वहाँ पे tools, technology, language, platforms, frameworks, सब कुछ लिखा होता है कि हम किस तरह का बंदा ढूंढ रहे हैं. तो if you are interested in that opportunity, do learn those all skills and mention in the resume. That's it. I'll try to questions from the chat. If you guys, there are a lot of questions in the chat, I need to respond.
Hi, Hamza.
Hi.
First of all, thank you very much for this opportunity to hear about your experience. And second, my question is, what skills have been most critical to your growth in QA? What is your opinion about that? Thank you.
The most important skills as a QA, I think so. The keen eye to find how the application is working. Definitely, you should be an opposition in the dev. तो आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि dev ने क्या चीज जो है वो मिस कर दी होगी. And there comes a point when you exactly know कि ये feature इतना easy है, ये test scenario मैं cover कर सकता हूँ. और उसके अलावा communication. I think so. Communication is really important. If you find any bug, just throw it to the dev and ask them to fix it as soon as possible. ठीक है, ये चीजें बहुत मैटर करती हैं हमारे लिए, क्योंकि otherwise no one gives a shit about what QA is doing. If you find any bug, go in the meeting, ask them to fix this as soon as possible. Otherwise, they are not releasing, because QA plays a very important role in releasing a product. If you don't give a head, the product cannot be going. Plus, automation. Automation plays a very important role, because if you are doing a same work for like a month, 2, 3, and year, 2 year, automate it. जो आप एक रिग्रेशन में 50-60 केसेस चलाते हैं, अगर आप उन्हें ऑटोमेट कर दें तो आपने अपना काम आसान कर लिया. दैट्स इट.
Assalamu alaikum, Hamza. For someone from a developing country aiming to work at Tesla one day, what would be the smarter path? To build experience and a portfolio first, or aim directly for a master's in a top country like the US?
Okay, so it totally depends on your priorities and the life goals. If you can afford a fees studying in the US, for example, then definitely that is an easy path to opt. आप पढ़ाई पर जाएंगे, आपको वीजा मिल जाएगा, आप मास्टर्स करेंगे, and then you can apply for good companies. Otherwise, other way around, what I did, gain skill in your own company, work with few great clients, keep on polishing yourself, and look out for smaller companies abroad. पहले एक छोटी कंपनी अब्रॉड में है, जिस टाइम मैं आया था, छोटी कंपनी कोई भी नहीं जानता. Once you are here, once you get out of there and you are in the country, फिर आपके लिए पूरी दुनिया ओपन है, फिर आपके लिए हर कंपनी ओपन है. Sitting there, for example, from Pakistan, employing in big tech, you have to prove it, and that is really, really hard. Okay, why would they hire you? But if you are here, you are definitely working in an international environment. You know how international culture works. You have the experience, you have the exposure, so it will become pretty easy. So these are the two approaches, but it totally depends again on how you want it to be.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम हमजा.
वालेकुम अस्सलाम.
अच्छा, मैं ये पूछना चाहता था कि जैसे आपने चैट में टूल बताए हैं 3 एसक्यूए के लिए, तो अगर एसक्यूए की साइड पे जाना है तो इस पे ग्रिप हो, बंदा 100% कह दो कि ग्रिप हो जाए तो आप देन अप्लाई करो। और दूसरा क्वेश्चन मेरा ये है कि अगर पाइथन और एआई में फील्ड में काम कर रहा है बंदा, तो उसको कितना एक्सपीरियंस गेन करके देन अब्रॉड में अप्लाई करना चाहिए। और थर्ड क्वेश्चन ये है कि अब्रॉड अप्लाई कंपनी में अप्लाई पाकिस्तान से करना चाहिए या वहाँ जाके करना चाहिए।
तो यहाँ पे 3 क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया, मुझे पहला क्वेश्चन ही भूल गया। अच्छा, एसक्यूए का था पहला क्वेश्चन। हाँ, यू डोंट नीड टू बी 100% प्रो किसी भी स्किल में टू गेट एन इंटरव्यू कॉल। बिल्कुल भी, मैं भी 100% नहीं हूँ। फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट सीनियम, तो मुझे शायद 7/10 आता हो, आई एम नॉट 10/10। So you just need to be that good that you can cater the interview questions. Or interview questions are always like available on the internet. Or interviewer again is not asking you to be 10/10 right. He's just seeing your approach कि आप क्या कर रहे हैं। आप मतलब अगर देसी लैंग्वेज में कहीं गोलियां तो नहीं करवा रहे, आप कहानियां तो नहीं सुना रहे। So you don't need to be 100% right, 100% correct और 100% domain knowledge नहीं होनी चाहिए आपको। Second question मैं फिर भूल गया। Third opportunity definitely you will apply from the Pakistan, okay? Because when you want to work in abroad, you should have a valid visa. Or who is be giving to the valid visa to you? That's the company. That is known as work visa. तो आपके पास वो वीजा होना चाहिए। और yeah, that's it. Guys, please one question, one person, so I can control the question. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Hamza.
Yeah, thanks for me. If not more questions, मैं chat के questions जल्दी से answer करने लगा। अली रजा,
फर्स्ट आपने कहा था कि जो अभी अंडर ग्रेजुएट और उसे कोई जॉब अगर मिल जाती है फुल टाइम, अगर उसके स्किल्स अच्छे हैं, तो एट द टाइम ऑफ अगर हम ग्रेजुएट हो जाएंगे तो उसके बाद वो जो हमने ग्रेजुएशन के दौरान हमने जो जॉब में काम किया होगा उस पर जो ऑफर लेटर हमें मिलेगा वो काउंट नहीं हो सकता या होता है?
जो आपका एक होता है जब आपने इंटर्नशिप की ना, तो आपको एक रिकमेंडेशन लेटर मिलता है। तो आप रिकमेंडेशन लेटर डेफिनेटली आगे दे सकते हो, बट डेफिनेटली कंपनी इज लुकिंग फॉर द फ्रेश ग्रेजुएट्स और आपने इंटर्नशिप की हुई है, दे विल prefer you over other candidate, but they will not give you an edge in a base of salary और आपको senior नहीं बना देंगे, ठीक है? और internship is for your own self, it's not for other companies. वो internship आपके लिए है कि you want to learn this। और internship का basic goal होना चाहिए to lead a full time job उसी कंपनी में, ठीक है? Main race starts equally for everyone after the graduation when they start applying for the fresh roles. Guys, you are
अच्छा, एक
yeah,
मेरा
please,
लास्ट
please,
क्वेश्चन
please, please, yes.
मेरा
सर मेरा ये
but yeah, this is the last question.
जी सर, मेरा ये क्वेश्चन है, मैं डेटा
If I
साइंस में
build like so
Guys,
freelancing
one at a time.
मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था, अगर मेरा एक सॉलिड फ्रीलांसिंग एक्सपीरियंस है और मैं रिमोट QA टेस्टिंग वर्क भी कर रहा हूँ, तो would that be enough to get into Tesla or a master still would be important?
I don't think so that master is really important for us people who are working in IT. मैं हमेशा ही कहता हूँ मास्टर इतना जरूरी नहीं होता हम लोग के लिए। If we find a good opportunity, ठीक है, तो we can get into the big techs। और जो आपने 2 साल मास्टर में लगाना है, if you polish your skills in those 2 years, work remotely with a good company or on a good client, then definitely you can make it. But yeah, if you are not seeing any opportunity to get out of there, then master is the easiest one from visa perspective.
सर मेरा ये क्वेश्चन है, जिस तरह आपने क्या करियर पेजेस में उन्होंने तो 10 स्किल्स, जिस तरह मैं डाटा साइंस में जाना चाहता हूँ, उन्होंने तो 10 स्किल्स लिखी होंगी, तो मुझे मतलब सब में थोड़ा थोड़ा नॉलेज होना चाहिए या 2 में ही मैं अगर फुल एक्सपर्ट हूँ तो वो मुझे मतलब हायर कर सकते हैं?
I would recommend कि आपको 10 में नहीं तो एटलीस्ट 7 में नॉलेज होना चाहिए। अगेन प्रो लेवल नॉलेज नहीं, 7 स्किल्स आपको पता होना चाहिए, अराउंड 5/10, 6/10। और कोई एक आदि नीश में आप एक्सपर्ट होने चाहिए हो, बिल्कुल एक्सपर्ट होने चाहिए हो, ठीक है? सो दिस इज हाउ इट गोज। Guys, please wrap up with a question. Meanwhile, I'll drop my LinkedIn with you guys, so you can drop me questions anytime. It's not about if I cannot answer you, I'll definitely answer you there. Definitely, I might take some time, so you can always reach out to me there. This is my LinkedIn profile,
I have
and
pinned
if
it.
you, yeah.
So we should
Okay.
wrap up, right?
Okay, so let me answer the question in the chat, please. I have just
Sure.
dropped my LinkedIn, and yeah, thank you, Steve, for sending the link, and my Insta as well if you want to chat for like anything. Okay, so if you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be? I would say that I could have enjoyed more. The university area, I could have enjoyed more. एक humble beginning से जब आप होते हो ना, especially for the boys, if you belong to a humble beginning, तो आपके दिमाग में हर वक्त एक प्रेशर होता है, यू हैव टू प्रोवाइड फॉर योर फैमिली, आपको कुछ करके दिखाना है, वरना नो वन विल रिकॉग्नाइज यू। तो उसमें आप बहुत सारी चीजें मार देते हो, लाइक आप इतना एंजॉय नहीं करते हो। सो आई थिंक दैट हम बहुत ज्यादा एंजॉय कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग विल बी सॉर्टेड आउट, इंशाल्लाह एवरीथिंग विल बी सॉर्टेड आउट फॉर यू गाइस इफ यू हैव अ गुड हार्ट, इफ यू आर हेल्पिंग अदर्स टू अचीव व्हाट यू वांट टू अचीव, आपके रास्ते अल्लाह ताला बहुत आसान कर देंगे। सर्टिफिकेशन इन द क्यूए, नॉट रियली, मेरे पास एक भी सर्टिफिकेशन नहीं है, एक भी सर्टिफिकेशन नहीं है STQB की, लेकिन इफ यू कैन हैव अ सर्टिफिकेशन देन डेफिनेटली यू विल बी ट्रीटेड बेटर देन आई एम। ठीक है, आई हैव फ्रेंड्स जिनके पास सारी STQB की सर्टिफिकेशन है। इफ यू कैन डिफेंड द सर्टिफिकेशन इन योर इंटरव्यू, दैट्स द बेस्ट, लेकिन इट्स नॉट मैंडेटरी। फ्री टाइम और पार्ट स्टडीज के अलावा मुझे लगता है सीब आपको अपने skills, अगर if you see that you lack in some development, build those skills. If you lack in databases, build that thing. Or the best thing would be if you start freelancing or Upwork, because if you are a student and if you start earning, that would give you a boost to your confidence. So focus on the freelancing or Upwork. अली रजा, अगर तो बाहर के लिए स्कॉलरशिप देखनी है तो टारगेट अपनी पर्सनल स्टेटमेंट और मिशन स्टेटमेंट बहुत रिफाइन करो। पर्सनल स्टेटमेंट बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करती है, और उसके बाद रिकमेंडेशन लेटर्स जो आपके प्रोफेसर की तरफ से होंगे उनको आइड्स एटलीस्ट 7 फॉर स्कॉलरशिप, फॉर नॉर्मल इट्स 6 इज फाइन। would you like to recommend going for a job in big companies like Tesla or working on your, if you are lucky enough कि आपका जो स्टार्टअप है वो बहुत अच्छा चल गया है, if you see that potential in that, so it's the best approach to spend your first 5 or 6 years in your startup rather than going for jobs in a big tech. But if you see that something is fishy in the startup, that could happen, that happened with me as well. So go for work with the good companies. When you will work with the good companies, there will come a point then when you will get back to your own startup. Big tech में भी काम करने का वही है, someday you think that what I'm working in like 9 to 5 job, even though it's a big tech, लेकिन I should have something of my own that I can. Bilal, can you please drop me a message on LinkedIn? I'll share a resume template with you. For the resume template, guys, I would highly suggest this website, overleaf.com. That is free. और इसके ऊपर बहुत अच्छे टेम्पलेट्स पड़े हैं that are being accepted by Microsoft, Google, Tesla, Apple. ठीक है, ये देख लीजिएगा। और let me ask. You can also pick a niche, pick a domain, pick a still, polish it well, right, but also not to stick one. So how do you statement align with each other? Okay. No, I'm saying be a jack of all trades. Pick only one niche that you will call yourself 8 by 10, not 10 by 10. No skill could be 10 by 10 for anyone. Be a jack of all trades, like all trades mean 4 by 10, 5 by 10, 6 by 10, but pick one niche that you could be like 8 by 10. That's it. There are many opportunities for manual QAs in foreign. Not really. Manual QAs की demand बहुत कम होती जा रही है market में. So you really need to get your hands on automation. Or again, companies these days are not providing relocation and sponsorship, so you should have to show them that you are like extra pro in automation, something like that. If you are not getting a job from foreign, go for remote jobs. There are many people in Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka who are working remote jobs and they are earning too good. They don't have to pay any taxes because they are freelancing. They are paying too good. So go for that. Just Osaf के बहुत questions हैं. एक मिनट, let me get ऊपर एक question था पहले, I did miss it. It is very important to make cover letter, Asma. बहुत जरूरी है cover letter करना, और हर job की application के लिए Not really. Define a generic cover letter जो आप हर job में apply कर दो. Generic का मतलब है tools, technologies, what you want to work in. You don't need to mention each company in your cover letter. Cover letter is for your own self. Like, what are you? What projects that one should land a job at a good high time frame by AI doing everything coding to plan? What should one do different from AI? Not really. AI is not competing with the devs or the people who are working in. AI is for your own help. Like, if you see, there are a lot of opportunities in the AI now. ML engineers, AI engineers, data engineers. So yeah, I think if I have missed someone, okay. So Hasib question, 17 is in the domain of big data test engineer, but if he wants to apply the domain, well, so in resume, there are few different sections. First, your experience, what you have worked in, and on the top line, personal objective. You can mention that what you are looking for, and if you get an interview call, you can defend that I have worked in these techs, these tools, and I want to explore more about these opportunities that you are offering. So that is why I'm interested in this opportunity, because that is learning for me. It is always a tool to if company is providing you a job, then you should have something in return to learn for. I think most of the questions हमने कर लिए हैं important, but if I have missed any questions, then do drop me on LinkedIn or Insta. I'll definitely answer you guys. And I'm extremely sorry if I cannot answer your questions because it's already getting late. And very good
guys,
luck
we
to
should wrap
each
up
of
now.
you.
थैंक्स अ लॉट हमजा, आपने इतनी आराम से इतना क्लेरिफाई किया और इतना एक्स्ट्रा टाइम दिया. थैंक यू सो मच. होपफुली एवरीवन, आपकी इंक्वायरीज वगैरह जितनी भी होंगी वो पूरी हो गई हैं. आपने अगर रीच आउट करना हो, हमने पिन कर दिया है. इनको लिंक्डइन वगैरह पे आप रीच आउट कर लें या इनकी बाकी सोशल्स. प्लस आई एम लिविंग अवर लिंकर ट्री ऑफ अवर कम्युनिटी. इफ एनीवन ऑफ यू इज इंटरेस्टेड इन आवर फ्यूचर सेशंस, जितने भी हमारे होंगे ऐसे एक्सक्लूसिव सेशंस, सो यू कैन ज्वाइन देम. हियर इट इज. Baki, thanks a lot everyone for joining, and thank you Hamza again.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks
Okay,
Mohib again
Hafiz.
for and thanks everyone. I'm still here. Do drop me a text on LinkedIn. I'll definitely answer you. I'm extremely sorry guys if I can't answer everything. Good luck guys. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Okay sir, everyone. Hafiz.